Welcome back to Careful Boys. We have with us a very special guest today, and that is Mr. Big Herc.
Hey.
So Big Herc, a lot of people might know him from his prison YouTube, but I actually know him from way back in the day. Met this dude in car meets, and he had one of the most remarkable life stories that I've ever heard. Hopefully we'll get a nice background of that whole thing. I know it's a really long story.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
You were making YouTube videos in prison?
No.
TikTok, YouTube, prison TikTok.
Everyone, if you like, just subscribe. I'll see you guys next week.
No, I didn't have a cell phone in prison. I started after I got out, but I met Ryan before I started my channel. I had a different business. I had a clothing line when I met him, and I was in the cars, and that was like our initial passion together. And I think I started the YouTube after. I started YouTube like a couple years after that.
Yeah, way after.
Yeah, way after that. So yeah.
What got you into YouTube? That's so like random.
Well, YouTube, you know, when I was in little background, I did 120. Well, I was sentenced to 120 months in federal prison for armed bank robbery, hostile takeover. I ended up doing 8 years, 8 months. Went down in 2000. I got out in 2008 October. Well,
Can we rewind a little bit? Because the words just come out so fast.
Was this in California?
It was in Ventura. It was on the news. It was I ran across the freeway, high-speed chase.
That's crazy.
What exactly is a hostile takeover?
A hostile takeover is when you come in with ski mask, you tell people to get on the ground, you basically take over the bank, have somebody jump over the counter, somebody got hit with a gun. I mean, they took money. I mean, it was just a whole. It was like, you know, something you would see in a movie.
How many dudes were there?
There was me, a driver, and another gunman. And I'm the only one still alive out of that case.
Whoa, shit.
Like the law enforcement hit the other two?
Well, when the other guy got out, he died of natural causes, lupus. And the other guy, if you don't remember, some years back, a homeless guy got shot like 5 times by LAPD down there. They were doing a sweep. That was my co-defendant. He went to prison. He went crazy.
Oh shit.
Got out, was homeless.
I remember there was that other thing that happened in Ventura when the two dudes had like those machine guns and stuff. Remember?
Oh, the body armor guys?
That was North Hollywood. Yeah. That was the Russian guys. Yeah. We didn't go out like that. Them dudes. Yeah.
We didn't go out like that.
I wish I had that. I wish I was able to.
Retrospect, you know.
They caught me on the beach, man.
Did you have any like warm-up hostile takeovers before you did
Yeah, did you do like a liquor store or something first?
Washington Mutual.
I don't want to incriminate myself, but I was doing a lot of street shit, you know. And when that mentality, I don't even know that person today, but you know, when I speak on just different things that I see these youngsters doing, I live that life and I know the mentality. And you know, I didn't have a sense of just the consequence of my actions, but you know, like I said, if somebody, you said, hey man, this dude right here, blah, 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 I'm like, where you at? All right, kick back, you know, and I would, you know, I was one of them type of dude, I would handle business, man. I didn't have, I felt like I was just that dude. I had built up in my mind, I was that gangster dude, and if something needed to be dealt with, so to me, the natural progression was, oh, hit a bank, you know what I mean? I'd already.
That was a natural progression.
I knew the streets, and I didn't know these dudes as far as like from my hood or anything, so it wasn't like I kind of jumped out there with that, but it was a purpose for it because I went into prison and I actually learned some things about myself and found a mentor and came out a better person. And that's where I came up with the idea for Fresh Out while I was in prison. Just, you know, my thing when I was in prison, unlike a lot of people, I separated myself from everybody. I didn't have any homies. You know, a lot of people go to prison, they know somebody, hey man, what's up?
Oh, you didn't know anybody in there?
Nobody. I had nobody I knew from the streets.
Where did you go to prison?
Lompoc USP. So I went to Lompoc USP.
That's by our farm, bro.
It looks like a dungeon, you know, look like castle, they call it the castle. Lompoc USP, I went to the high, the USP. And then I went to Sheridan, and then I went to Herlong. I got out of Herlong. But yeah, man, when I got in there and I'm sitting around, and dude, it's like the cells literally like, me and Ryan couldn't even stand up together. Like, this is how big, like, I gotta sit down for him to stand up. You can go like this and touch the walls. You can touch the ceiling. I mean, that's how small it is. The toilet's right here. You gotta kind of go around the toilet. I mean, it's a small bathroom. Your bathroom is probably about big as a cell. Maybe the cell is a little bit smaller.
And you got like two people.
Two people living in there. And Lompoc, the USP back then, it was serious, man. It was like you had major crime bosses up in there, cartel dudes. You had guys in there. You know, the average sentence in there was 30 years.
So there's a lot of lifers.
I've been down 20. Oh my God, I met a dude. He had 5 lives plus 100. Whoa. I'm like, damn, dude, they gave you 100 on top of the 5?
What'd you do, man?
Man.
What did he do?
So if he got 1 life off, so he still had 4 more, but they figured by the time you get all the lives off, you still got the 100.
How do you get a life off anyway?
God, just fighting in a law library trying to appeal, but that process takes years. Years. Oh, I mean, dude, there's, oh my God.
Does he have a good sense of humor about it? Or it's like, yeah, it's just 5 lives.
You try not to even tell nobody how much time you're doing because you don't want somebody to be like, oh, you're short timing. Because I've had people say, oh man, you only got 10 years. Oh man, you got another one in you. I said, no, I don't.
You got another one in you?
Dude, these OGs.
When they find out, do they treat you different?
Yeah, you don't want to hang around like lifers. Like dudes tell me, he said, dude, like a dude like, hey man, so and so, right? You know that dude got life, right? You better watch out with him, man. Because if you're around a dude with life, you don't know if he's a predator, if he's trying some slick shit to try to get in cool, maybe see your mail address. Dudes that see your mail address and send somebody to your mama's house. Dudes is like, there's a lot of predatory, you got to be really on, and dudes are master manipulators because they've been in the system so long, you've adapted. Yeah. You became a creature of habit. So at the highest level there, you have to really know people and body language and feel and know what you're dealing with. And if you got certain people that are possibly detrimental to your health, you have to be able to isolate them quick and find out who they are. And if you need to deal with them, neutralize them. Because there's not a whole lot of
What do you mean by neutralize? Like sleep with the fishes?
Well, neutralize them in the sense where you either find ways to not come in direct conflict because it's going to be a knife fight because you're a big dude. There's going to be a jump situation because most dudes have homies. Oh. So when they see you, it's like that type of situation. Me being a decent sized dude, I know that I would have to defend myself in a way where I can possibly kill somebody, or two, chop somebody in the neck. You got to do things, gouge a motherfucking eyeballs out. You got to be ready because it's not a hand to hand, like literally, you're going to deal with somebody at a different level to where you don't want them to have to ever come back a second time. And set examples so people know, don't mess with him. So that's the type of environment. It's very predatory. Like I said, dudes in there, you're based off reputation, and then, people are, depending on who you are, dudes are Googling you. Oh, what did he say he in for? Yeah, check, see if he's lying. I've seen dudes there that were like, walking around, oh man, this dude, he's an OG, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody show up, and next thing you know, some information drop. Dude, that dude, they punish him until he go from being good to next day bad. Overnight, like this, that quick, because the homies gonna do it to you. Hey man, we're gonna have a meeting up in a gym. Man, you go up in a gym, man, they gonna rat pack your ass.
What's that mean?
That means they're gonna get up in there, we're talking, and then all of us gonna look, whoop, like wolves. I mean, stomping. I seen that dude stomp.
Penis is out or no?
No, none of that.
I don't know.
Stomp.
I don't know penises, bro. I don't know what the pack means. I was like,
pack means that, dude, you're getting packed out. I mean, they're gonna stomp your head, everything. I mean,
sorry to get your hopes up.
Literally, man. Yeah, it's vicious, man. No, none of that yet.
Was that your first time in prison, or did you have other?
I've been to juvenile hall. Yeah. I've been to California Youth Authority. So I had been in trouble previously, and I hadn't really had the opportunity to heal myself. And the thing that was different in the feds is you're dealing with grown men, and in that situation, I found a mentor who taught me about myself. I learned a lot about myself. I had a brother up in there, older brother, who laced me up. I had a white dude who taught me a lot about the law, learned a lot about the legalese, how to file motions, how to help other people. Wow. I had another partner in there who's Korean who put me up on like Buddhist meditation.
What was that guy in there for?
Bank robbery, And we're still tight to this day though. All my friends that I made in there, and a lot of my friends were multicultural, which kind of threw off the whole prison politics situation because I can't go sit at your table. You got your table, you can kind of outside like a little bit, but your homies like they're not cool with that, so you gotta navigate. And people
like Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly. Like me talking to the white guy, like, what are you talking to that white guy for? Or what are you doing over here? People are watching your every movement. Oh yeah. So it's a lot of that going on in there, but Yeah, you know, when I went to juvenile hall for selling crack, man, when I was younger, and then I had did time. I did like 6 months in juvenile hall for that, and then I'd also I've been in trouble. I went to CYA for my involvement in a home invasion when I was 18. So I had made some mistakes, man, but it wasn't like I was out trying to trace a drug habit or I had some crazy addiction or anything like that. I just was making bad choices because I didn't have the right guidance or mentorship. You know, I was a straight A student, man. I mean, I 4.0, I graduated 3.7. I mean, school was like, I was always good in school. I wasn't stupid. I had, you know, I had my first business license at 15 and a half, 16. I started a clothing line. You know, I was skateboarding, BMXing. I mean, I actually wrote, I think, shoe designs at Nike, Adidas to try to design. Before all these people, you know, Off-White and all them were doing all this, Kanye, I was writing these people, looking on the back of shoe boxes, trying to get on. You know, I was trying shit. Before I sold drugs, I was like, man, maybe I can design shoes or maybe I can design video games. I don't know if you guys remember in television, the old school. I had in television, I'm like, man, I can make a game, you know, before I knew what coding was. And I drew some little stuff, a bunch of different pages. I wish I still had that stuff. It's probably worth a lot of money. And I wrote them and sent it to them. I sent it to Coleco. I sent it to Atari. You know, I was doing stuff in my hood nobody was doing. Nobody told me to do this stuff, but I just figured, because it was on Yellow Pages, there was no smartphone. So I would look, and then TV wasn't nobody talking about this, but I would always be looking like business magazines. I'm like, how do you do that? Maybe I can do it, you know. Let me try to write them, or looking for addresses. You know, I made a demo tape one time for, I wanted to, you know, do rap. I sent it out to different, you know, back in the tape. Remember they had the little cassette, they had a little address. I tried sending stuff in. I tried all kind of stuff. It wasn't like crime was just my only thing. I tried other stuff before, you know, and it just, you know, that's what it fell into. But yeah, man, it just took a long time for me to learn. But while I was in prison in the feds is when I said, you know what, I got to get out and help people. And I need to come up with something that shows a different perspective of somebody who's done time that's changed their life to maybe influence some of these people on the street differently than glorifying the shit. It wasn't glorified about prison.
What did your mentor, what was he in there for?
My mentor, the white guy mentor was in there for making synthetic heroin. He was doing 30 years. He was balling. He actually was really smart, dude. He taught me about Black's Law, about the congressional letters, like the congressional Congress letters, congressional acts. He taught me about a lot about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, just how to shepherdize cases, how to file habeas corpuses, how to petition, the U.S. Attorney Manual. He actually put his daughter through Chapman College, and she worked for Federal Reserve. So this dude was like high paid, super smart, man. A genius dude, but he was a heroin addict. I didn't know. He ended up dying in prison of heroin. After I got out,
God.
Dude told me he overdosed in there. Yeah, he died of heroin, man. It's sad, man. Dude was hella smart, Vietnam veteran, but he was in there doing 30 years for heroin. And then my other mentor, the black guy, he was in there. He was like a, what do you call it, like a truck heist. He used to do truck licks, like where you take the containers.
Like Vin Diesel shit?
Yeah, take the containers, and he would slang them to, like, you know, he had like somebody who would buy the goods in there.
Like, it's like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, so like, you know, like a container full of like TVs or high tech stuff or whatever the case may be, and he was making like, you know, 6 figures a month. Had a Testarossa, Porsche on the street, but he was different. He was from South Central, but he wore his pants up high, didn't sag, you know, very articulate, you know, wasn't a gang member. And he made me look at myself like, why do you act like this? You know, why would you talk like this? Why would you say this? Why would you do that? And he started pushing a lot of spiritual stuff on me, like stuff like to read that opened my mind up to expand just how I looked at myself. Because I never had that. I never had nobody like really giving me that game. I'm just running around, just trying shit.
What would he ask you to read? What would he tell you to read?
Conversations with God, Neil Donald Scott Walsh, Deepak Chopra, Sylvia Saint, just a lot of spiritual stuff, like different types of articles and books that just made you think about your existence, about religion, things that contradicted religion, things that other spiritual insights that made you question your purpose in life, and things about like culture, you know, being black, what it means to represent yourself, how you carry yourself. and just put it in perspective to see, like, look, you know, am I carrying myself in a righteous manner, or am I just out here acting like a damn fool? Why are you doing this? And just making me think. A lot of people don't want to think because it's painful. Yeah, it's like, it makes you like, wow, man, maybe I've been, you know, messing up my whole life. Maybe everything I've been taught has been a lie, or, you know, I made these mistakes. But you got to own up to it, and in the process, you're no longer a victim. When you're no longer a victim, you can't sit there and point the finger at nobody. Yeah. Oh, my daddy. Oh, my mama. Oh, this and that. Oh, this. You know, you can't keep making all these excuses. You got to own up. And when you own up to something, that means now you have to create change. A lot of people don't. That's why they don't want to continue to be a victim, because I don't have to change. Yeah. Oh, the government. Oh, the white man. Oh, you know, oh, slave. Oh, crack. Yeah. Oh, crack.
That's a good one.
Dude, you weren't even around when crack came out. Oh, but crack. Yeah. Come on, man.
What was that turning point for you? Because it's like, was it like immediately when you got in prison? It's like, oh, now's the time to change.
The turning point was when we ran across that spike strip on a freeway.
The car literally turned around.
Oh, so you guys actually were able to leave the premises,
dude,
but it's just a high speed.
It was a crazy, man. We left the bank, pulled out the bank. Coincidentally, when we pulled out, a cop car bumped us. I don't know if he knew it was us.
No fucking way, bro.
But see, while we were in the bank, when I was in the bank and I'm telling the dude to hurry up, I'm looking out the window. I got a like M1 carbine. I'm like holding it down. The security, I'm like got everybody on the ground. I'm looking from the corner of my peripheral. I see a sheriff in a rain suit. So I'm like, oh man, they're already here. So I'm like, dude, come on, let's get up out of here. And he's still up in there, panic, doing all this stuff. And so I'm like, come on, man. I run out. He comes out after me. We jump in the car. We pull out. We're in a white Ford Escort, four-door. Pull out. Cop pulls right behind us. Boom. I'm like, oh man, he bumps it. Boom. We take off. We head up the street, and there's like almost like an area like this, kind of like where you have like different types of businesses, industrial area.
Yeah.
And we pull in this one that's kind of open, and the cop gets out, get out the car. And we're like, damn, dude, already it's over. And like, we're sitting there thinking, and the dude guns it past the cop, boom, go around, and we go to another little industrial place where we had another car hidden, which was a Navigator. So we switched, jumped out the car, jumped in the Navigator. Now, 3 black guys early in the morning, Navigator. We pull out. The cops are swarming already. We pull out, and one of the cops sees us, and we look. I mean, dude, they know we're out of pocket. We're potential suspects. We pull out, high-speed chase. 101 freeway, Ventura, heading down Ventura, like past Thousand Oaks, and dude, they were honest. It was raining. It was just, you know, helicopter.
No one checked the weather before the robbery.
The rain. It should have told. I mean, you know what? To be honest, that morning there was a sign that I wasn't supposed to go see. That's why you got to know. It's not gut feeling. You got to know the signs. My mom called me like 7 in the morning, asking me what I was doing.
Oh
shit. That's crazy.
Dude, I'm sitting there with this army fatigue thing on, just waiting for the pickup. Dude, my mom's like, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm watching the news. She's like, did you watch The Bachelor last night? I'm like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. First season of The Bachelor. You know what I mean? The finale. It was the finale.
That's a big deal. That was the first season.
And I'm like, when I got off the phone, I'm like, something, you know what I mean? I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
That was like a sign from the universe. Like, dude, just stay home. If I just stayed home, I would have been cool.
Yeah.
I'd have stayed home, man. I had a house. I was living right off of Beverly Glen and like Beverly Hills, nice area, big, nice spot. And it's like, oh man, I went and took the dog out. I'm like, you know, it didn't feel right. You know, but you try to shake it off. Oh man, maybe, you know.
Man, I'm just nervous.
Maybe
it was a big day.
No, it was a sign, man. And I didn't read the signs. So like I said, we got in a high speed chase, spike strip. They let the canine, I guess, ran into the car. I jumped out of the car like lightning speed, jumped over the center divider, ran across the 101 freeway, ran up an embankment. I don't know, I thought I was gonna try to hide somewhere, and they caught me on the Ventura Beach boardwalk, and with the ocean right there, and like 8 cops, get on the ground. I just got on the ground. I wasn't gonna resist. Yeah. Got on the ground, and that's when I had the epiphany, like, this is a wrap. This is it. This is, you know, the game's over. Yeah. You know, the game's over. And I looked out into the ocean, and that was my last vision. Whoa. I'm like, man, I just seen the ocean, heard the waves. Yeah. I'm like, this is crap. That's it. Right. That was the last time I seen the ocean for the next decade. You know, and that's when I had epiphany. So once I put the handcuffs on me, I immediately said in my mind, I'm gonna distance myself from these 2 dudes. It's a bad juju, man. bad energy. And I went from there, and I just took my path from that day on. I started studying and just changing the way I looked at life. And then that's how I met these mentors on my journey.
Wow.
You mentioned that there was that moment that you could have just stayed home, but do you think that if you stayed home, like, there would have been another time in the future that you would have like gotten caught up in the same thing? Because that wouldn't have been your turning point then, you know?
The only way maybe would have been turning point, maybe if I would have saw the news and saw these dudes got killed or something happened, then I'd be like, whoa, that could have been me.
You think that would have snapped you out of it? Or?
It might have, but coincidentally, I mean, not coincidentally, it's that, but both those dudes are dead. So I had a greater purpose. They're both dead, man. One dude, he got out before me. Dude, he died like a couple months after I got out. Just got sick. And the other guy, he lost his sanity, went crazy, stopped showering, just went crazy up in there, man. And he was a straight, before he went locked up, he was a good dude, but went crazy, got out, lived on Skid Row. Living in a tent, got killed on Skid Row.
Damn.
You know? So, there's a lesson to be learned, man, and people think like, oh, man, this and that. And, dude, until you get up in there and you start seeing what's going on, it's a totally different thing, and it's like it changes. Some people for the better, some people for the worse, but a lot of people come out and they don't get it because they're not strong enough to be in. You got to be an individual to separate yourself to be able to make it through that trial and tribulation without getting caught up. Because once you start hanging with the homies and then you try to stop, it's hard, man, because like, oh, no, you're not going to walk the yard with us? So you start something, you don't want to ever start something you can't finish. And that's the thing. That's why I never tried to like go hang out. Oh, come on, man. Come on. No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
A lot of people talk about how like as soon as you go in, you need protection and stuff like that, right? But for you didn't. It was fine. You didn't get bothered. No. You just mind your own business. Yeah.
No homies. No OGs. No. My hood wasn't up in there. None of that, man. What I did was I knew how to talk to people and I knew how to kind of read energy. So I would know, you could walk by a dude and tell that dude's a killer. If you have a conversation with a dude, he's like, oh man, I'm doing life, man. I don't know what I did. And I'm like, dude, he's like, I know, dude, you were a hitman. I could tell what you were doing. you were a goddamn killer, man. But yeah, it's cool.
I don't know what I did.
What I mean?
I don't know why I'm even here.
The damn government, you know what I mean?
Aren't there a lot of people in jail that think they're innocent? That like think they didn't do it?
In their mind, they want to think that I'll be free one day. And they're, and I have seen, fortunately, I have seen some guys who had lives who are now out. Some of them got pardons, some of them got laws changed, so they got out through drugs. But like, most of these guys, when you start hearing about, because most guys don't really tell you. You hear from somebody else like, hey man, so dude, they got like 20 bodies on their case. Like, God damn, 20 bodies. And you're like, yeah, and you see the dude, what's up, big Herc, man, woo woo. Like, damn, man, he's out. It's like, dude, this dude, they were out there taking motherfuckers out. But nobody, no killer. That's the stupid thing. No killer in jail. And Messy's a killer. See these dudes out here. Oh, I'm a hitter. I'm a shooter. Nobody. I've never met nobody in prison.
Jig is up, bro.
Dude, scared to death if they get indicted. You get called up like, dude, they're gonna bring more. Scared to death. Nobody in prison has ever admitted that they killed anybody.
But all the rappers want to say they're killers.
Rico, man, Rico, you don't beat. You plead out. Rico, bro. You hear him talking, Rico, you do not want a Rico. CCE, bro, you know how hard it is to beat, man, shit.
So explain Rico. Rico's it's a racketeering charge,
Influence
right?
corruption organization.
It's just basically being an organized crime gang, right?
But they take down the whole unit.
And what they do
All the
is, see,
associates,
now, these guys all talking about gang members, that's Rico.
Because that's what's happening in the YSL right now.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you never want to go on label. When you go to prison, they say, are you part of a gang? You never say you're part of a gang. Oh, what did that tattoo mean? Oh, man, that's like that. My mom got that for me.